Hi, welcome to the Hour Friar. I'm Tony Kier.
And I'm Brianna Owens.
For our next segment, we looked a little deeper into Fenwick technology. Already this year, we have seen hundreds of students with iPads, days where the internet seems to not work at all, and many questions left unanswered. Aiden Johnson sat down with Mr. Groom to talk about the past, present, and future of Fenwick technology.
Okay.
Perfect. Hi, Mr. Groom. Thank you so much for sitting down.
Sir.
So as we said, we want to talk about Fenwick's technology policy a little bit.
Okay.
And the first thing we want to touch on is the iPad program.
Okay.
So you've kind of had 2 months to see how this has been going with a lot of the freshmen and even some of the upperclassmen and sophomores as well. At this point, would you say that it's successful, or is it looking not as successful as expected?
I think it's successful. I see it from a teaching perspective, an administrative perspective, and also I have a daughter that's a freshman, so when I see what she's doing with it, I got an iPad and saw what the possibilities were. And then this would be the summer of 2012, I believe, I spent significant time reaching out to different people, and we had about 6 or 7 people that donated money to get all our teachers iPads. So our teachers have had iPads for 2 years, and we had some professional development for our teachers. One of the difficulties that we found was that we bring somebody in to go over how to use iPads in classroom for the whole school. High school is a very different animal because you have what you do in a theology class is completely different than what you're going to do in a foreign language class. So I strongly felt this was to introduce it just to the freshmen. We felt that introducing it to the whole school is mandatory, had the potential to completely fall on its face. We have seen that happen in some schools that we know did that.
Quick thing to interject. So you were saying you kind of thought of the iPad when you got one for Christmas. We're talking about that. Is that what set you on the iPad, or were there any other considerations of, well, maybe we go to a laptop instead, maybe go to an iPad?
I've had laptops, to me they just seem big, cumbersome, awkward to have out on the desk, and also a thing I didn't like, which it ends up being that it's the same thing with the iPad, is that, with a laptop, it's, forgive me for doing this awkwardly, but the teacher cannot, there's no way they can see what's going on. It's completely hidden unless you're entirely behind them.
But what do you say to the people that are using, there are a bunch of freshmen and even other people who have those emulating of a laptop types of cases?
Absolutely, I know.
Are you, now the pro to that is that it's a lot easier to type, a lot easier to take notes, but as you said, the con is you're not really seeing what's going on.
The pro outweighs the con there, I think. Me and my class, I went into this year thinking there's no way, if kids have iPads, I'm not going to let them use them to take notes. And I changed almost immediately when some of the students told me they prefer it that way. And what I told them was, if I catch one of you playing games on it, all of you lose the privilege.
So another thing you were talking about is the books. You said around half of the freshman textbooks at least are digital. Right. Is there any push to make that number larger?
What I've told our department chairs is I do not want to sacrifice the academic experience for the kid for a textbook that's not up to par. If there's a digital alternative that is just as good, then that's the direction we need to move.
And then the last point, I just want to ask a question to you. So these freshmen, this is the first class with iPads. 4 years from now, when you have 4 classes of Fenwick students, all with iPads, what would you say is the hope when all of them are there at the end of the day that they can have?
That's a good question, man, and I think I have to think about that a bit. What I would hope, one thing I'd hope is that the textbook companies catch up. They haven't caught up, and that we have the opportunity to have virtually every textbook.
Mr. Groom, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to you guys in the studio.
Every year, Mr. Fennell takes a group of juniors and seniors to London during spring break. This past Wednesday was the first meeting for those interested in going on the London trip. We sent Liam Bodlick and Aaron Kagan to find out more about what the London trip is all about.
How many years have you been doing the London trip?
This will be the 30th year.
What's your favorite memory from past trips?
Oh, wow. Just seeing the reactions of everybody, seeing London and all the incredibly historic and places and locations in London and outside of London. Seeing the reactions, even though I've seen all these places before. It's fun seeing other people's reactions, seeing them for the first time.
Are there any special things you're looking forward to on this upcoming trip?
Well, I always like to see the plays that are included that we go to see, and I have my favorite spots in London, outside of London. I really like Westminster Abbey. I really like the Tower of London. Outside of London, my favorite town is Bath that we go to. And I like Windsor and Stratford also quite a bit. And the Warwick Castle Medieval Festival is always fun.
What specifically are you looking forward to in this coming London trip?
Actually, to tell you the truth, what people aren't going to believe it, is that the students, have a good time. To experience another culture, history, spirituality, religion, just making some friends out there. I think it's a wonderful trip for all these people. It's probably a trip that within the 1 week, 2 months, you can't get this in. But Mr. Fennell gets in with 1 week. It's packed, but it's wonderful, and the things we see, I'm anticipating them having a good time. And that's the bottom line for me, as long as they do.
What's your favorite memory been from past trips?
Bath was one of my favorite places to go to. It's the Roman bathhouse, and the town is wonderful. It's beautiful. I love Warwick Castle. To actually see a castle still pristine, and the falconry. I love the falconry exhibit. You see these huge birds sweeping around. The Hampton Court was wonderful. It's beautiful. The gardens are gorgeous. The food's great. The plays and musicals. Les Miserables, Phantom of the Opera, Jersey Boys, etc. They're just wonderful. Just everything. I'm sold on this, and I wasn't sold my first year on this. After my second year, I was hooked.
What are you guys most looking forward to on the London trip?
I think it's that hotel room. I just want to check that out.
All the good food.
Just kidding.
Sure. Besides the sights, all the good food.
I want to see Phantom of the Opera.
I get to see Les Mis, which is awesome, except I have to choose between Les Mis and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. It's really difficult. I'm probably going to see Les Mis because I've never seen it before. And I don't know. Everything. I'm excited for everything.
Passport pictures from a lot of places, including Walgreens, and get the forms. You can get the forms online and bring the form, or from a post office, bring all your information and checks to the post office. The one in the park here has a passport window on Lake Street that's open every day, every afternoon. You can go after school as soon as you get it ready. But get the passport as soon as you can, because the British Airways rules are that at least 3 months ahead of time they have to have a picture of your passport page, or the passport page with your photo on it and a picture of the signature page. So if they need that 3 months ahead of time, by the way, we leave exactly 6 months from tomorrow. This is the middle of the year, time-wise, to the trip. So we leave 6 months from, I wish it was 6 weeks, 6 months from tomorrow. So they have to have the passport information by January 2nd. And after lunch, we go into Windsor Castle. That's one of the 4 official residences of the Queen, besides Buckingham Palace, Balmoral Castle in Scotland, and Holyrood House in Edinburgh. This is where she lives the week after Easter, which is when we're going to be there. You can always tell whether her standard is flying or not, whether she's there or not, but she lives there the week after Easter. She lives, so we can't see all of the royal apartments, but we can see most of them. She actually lives back here. Maybe if you look carefully, you can see her. She'll wave to you when she's sitting on her throne. You can see most of the royal apartments, and we go into King George's Chapel. King George's Chapel is where her mother and father, the King and Queen, are buried.
Thanks for watching the 24-Hour Friar. I'm Tony Kier.
And I'm Brianna Owens. Be sure to tune in next week, and remember,
We are always 24-Hour Friars.